Today's an important day with Sailing Virgins. We are learning touch and goes. That means coming up to a dock very closely, very quickly, grabbing someone off the dock, getting our lines in, and then peeling out as if we were never there. So touch and go. Carly's up first, I'm up next. We all have to work together to make it happen, get into port safely. Let's touch and let's go.
Just practicing positioning the boat in the perfect docking position multiple times, because the actual approach is much harder than the final tie-up. So it's boat maneuvering, getting the boat into the perfect position and holding it there so you have time to pass.
Carly's behind the... What the fuck?
Taking over, get out of the way, get out of the way. Header, John, steering cable snapped. I need somebody to come alongside me right now. We need all these lines out of the way for now.
Steering cable snapped during touch and goes, and we're very close to the pier, so Jack's in survival
all on one
mode.
side, this is like, let's fucking go. Right, all fenders on one side.
So we broke our steering cable, and we have to secure to the boat next to us. So Ed is coming in to help us. We're getting our lines ready. We're in a very dangerous position. We're in the busiest marina in Croatia, and we have no steering cable. Jack's behind the wheel, calling the shots. Ed is gonna pull us. Make sure we're tied up nice and safely. We moved all the fenders to one side. We're getting the bow line in position. And once we're tied to her, she'll be able to control us.
Hey, f off! I've broken steering, f off! Broken steering!
Fuck you!
Hey, look!
Fuck you!
Okay. We just had an absolute jerk pass by us, ripping through the marina. Ida cursed him off. I yelled at him. Jack cursed him off. We're tying up to this boat beside us here, and they're gonna give us our steering from here on out.
Guys, we want to ideally position John's boat further back than ours, okay? So we need spring lines on.
We're setting up spring lines. Those are lines you run from back of the boat to the front of the boat to the center of the boat, and that'll hold it nice and tight. Going to us. Here we go. On that cleat on the outside. All right, so as you can see, we've tied both boats up together. Now we're gonna drive them like catamarans.
We need our stern lines ready to throw and our bow and our boat hook ready to throw. Get a fender on the stern!
We've identified the problem here. Looks like we have a frayed and cut steering cable. This is why we can't take the boat out on the water tape.
It is rusted.
We gotta call in for maintenance. Yeah, clearly it's rusted. It's no one's fault. We need to get this repaired. In a plan B though, you have an emergency tiller here, which we're not gonna use today. We're just gonna get the cable replaced.
That's how you can steer otherwise, in an emergency.
Here we are under the boat, and this is the part of the boat that the steering cable normally controls. As you can see, I can move it by hand, but when they spin the wheel up top, this is not moving, meaning we cannot direct the boat anywhere. So we need to replace that cable, otherwise we can't take this boat out on the water.
Oh, that was a long one. Woo! That's longer than I thought. So we are back in action, folks. The steering cable has been fixed. The mechanics came out. It took 24 hours, but we are back in action. After an epic night out in hvar, we are back feeling good and we are ready to set sail. I'm continuing my journey to become a sailing instructor by the end of the month and level up my sailing abilities so I can tackle any storm, any sea, worldwide. Jack has a few more days with me, and hopefully he can show me a thing or two, like fixing the steering cable. Let's go. We're about to peel out of Palmizana. We came in hot yesterday, maybe broke a steering cable, but no need to worry. Mostly fixed, and we're gonna test it out, hitting the high seas, yet again, practicing our sailing techniques. Carly, please drop the leeward line. So we're just on this one line now. I wanted to press away from that boat there, so I gave some forward momentum to the engine to make us bounce on this line, get us away from that boat, and now we have more space to turn up and out. That's my windward line, so we can release that line, Petey. We're gonna get sail, race, ready, because we gotta take down Ida's team today. So, first things first, we face the wind, because we're putting up the mainsail. We're about to open the jib, AKA the head sail, and we have two people involved here. Carly, who's gonna open up this jammer, keep tension on the line, as Brano unfurls the mainsail. So he's on the furling line, he's gonna pull that in, open up the jib, as Carly keeps it nice and taut. So I'm going into a broad reach here, which is when the wind hits the back of my shoulder blade. It's gonna be in this direction. All right, go ahead, Brano. We're about to tack the boat here, meaning we're moving the front of the bow across through the wind and changing direction. So first, ready to tack. Everyone, tacking! Self-tacking jib, so it automatically moves to the other side. We've now flipped direction. The wind is coming from the other angle, and now we're changing course and heading upwind. Carly's gonna bring in the main sail, the jib just a little bit more, make that nice and flush, and then we'll start checking our trim line and our telltales to ensure our wind pattern is perfectly hitting the sails. Sails are up. We're gonna put the engine in neutral now and shut her off and use nothing but the wind to power us. We're gonna start our little regatta race to our beautiful harbor private space tonight. All right, we are wind deep into the regatta race. We have Esta's team right over there. We're about to overtake them, and that's because we have changed our sail position. These are the different points of sail, the angles in which you can use your sails to cut through the wind. So we have gone from a close haul, meaning very tight, 45 degrees from the wind, to a close reach. We've pushed out the sails just a bit, so a 60-degree angle, catching more wind, thereby giving us the momentum to pass them and go into first place. Whoopah!
Tip, I will arrive at 2 a.m. into the bay. I will never admit defeat. Over.
ETA 1:59, we'll see that.
Money bags, this is just a tip. That's dirty, them some fighting words. Over.
Take your 3,000 RPMs and suck both your mother okay? This is deflatable, coming in hot. We're gonna crush you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Keep it silent over the radio. We got a race to win. We don't want to deal with amateurs. We are coming up way short in this race. We need to pick it up because we're gonna win this regatta. We need that extra special something. I think I know just what it is. Race glasses. I got the need for speed. Very important part of sailing is knowing how to tie knots. So today we're learning the bowline knot. Truth is, if you know just a few, you're probably gonna be fine on the water. This is the bowline knot.
Wait,
See, it's just a bit loose, but
Bam!
And so would you want
That'll hold on to
this
anything. You take this tail of the line here, flick it over where the line came from, up, back on itself, and then you twist it through to tie this off, and you pull. And that, my friend, is a bowline knot. This, my friends, is a bowline knot, the most common knot on board a ship. If you could do this, you're probably gonna be in okay shape, if nothing else. So it's used to tie off the dinghy to the actual line of the dinghy, AKA the painter. You can also tie the sail to the sheets. You can tie it around yourself if you need to jump in the ocean and save someone. It's very handy, it's very quick and easy once you understand it, and it's very, very sturdy.
I feel like a pirate or maybe actually a sailor.
Sadly, we have lost the regatta. We're just gonna tie up with the boats beside us and make a little raft party tonight for our last night as a unit. All 3 boats here, one final night. I'm gonna take this line, tie it off. Carly's gonna be on fenders. Petey's getting the anchor ready to drop. Brandon's behind the wheel. We're gonna work together as a team and nail this final evening raft party. This week has been the perfect balance of learning about sailing and enjoying time with friends. Community, skills, education, fun, drinks, dancing, singing, knot tying, sailing. It's got it all, man. I love these guys. Sailing Virgins for the win. So here we're learning the perfect way to throw a rope, but it's really called a line on board a ship. So you'll see I have 2 different sets of loops, long loops and short loops. They're about the size of a basketball. The reason you do this is so when you throw it over the side, that's easy to throw, it's not too much weight, and then this slowly uncoils and gives them an easy access point to grab and pull without anything getting tangled. They're the ones who beat us in the regatta today. We're gonna burn their boat down, steal all their beers. Tightening the line and bringing our boat closer. There's kind of like a stitch on the wound. Imagine we're the skin, they're the skin, this is the wound. Now we need to tighten it up. And I'm just gonna make sure that we don't make it too tight. We're taking the crew out of port for one last time. the last 2 weeks I've been resetting my sailing skills. Haven't sailed in 2 years since COVID, so it's good to get the rust off, get reacquainted with the terminology, the wind, the ocean, feel like being a sailor once again. And next week, I will be the captain behind the steering wheel. So no more Jack to guide me, no more getting refreshed. It's right in to the deep end, baby. Let's go. Our sails are up, we have trimmed the main, we have trimmed the head sail. You can see the telltales flapping in the wind beautifully, shooting pretty much straight back. Captain Carly's behind the wheel now, and we're headed towards Split. We're gonna have a birthday brunch with Brano, and take off to our next destination. It's a great way to end the trip. Class is in session, people. Man overboard maneuvers. This is what you do if a buddy or someone you don't like falls overboard. First, yell man overboard. After that, you point. You don't point, you have someone else point to the person in the ocean. So have them consistently pointing, never taking their finger and their eyes off that person. You throw them a safety device, whatever's handy, whether it be a fender or an actual life vest. Then you mark it on the GPS so the coordinates are set. Then you call on VHF that you have a man over. Mayday, mayday, mayday. And give them the coordinates. Once that's all done, then you can go into man overboard conditions, man overboard maneuvers, which we're gonna run through momentarily. We're having a little bit of an issue up here, Diego. The storm kicked in harder than we thought, faster than we thought, and we gotta make it to our flight in about 4 hours. We're still on the water. A big ass storm rolled in. It's still picking up here. Jack's behind the wheel. So we got about an hour to go. Straight through that headstorm right there. We have to do a touch and go at Split Marina during a huge rainstorm. So we're gonna line up, pack the bag, run to the hotel, try to get as little as possible. That's obviously not gonna happen. Hug Jack goodbye. Hop on a plane, go to Italy. That's all happening right now.
Bag. Give me bag, give me bag. I got it. Where did we go? How did I fail you? I got it.
Never let go, Jack! Never let go! I love you so much! I miss you, buddy! We just wrapped up our week with Sailing Virgins. It was perfect weather all week, nothing but smiles, sunshine, and unicorns. As we're learning the man overboard maneuvers, a rainstorm comes flying in, absolutely destroys us. We nearly lost Bob the buoy. Luckily, Jack was there to save the day. So we offloaded on the shores of Split, touch and goes about 5 different times, got all the bags in, brought the bottle of champagne, because it's our boy's birthday. We're gonna pop this off, raise one for Jack, raise one for Brando, and continue the adventure where I up-level my sailing abilities, and maybe become an instructor. Cheers, let's do this. I'm making Jack come back to pound it, man. He's got to say goodbye properly. To survive the darkest storm we've ever seen in Croatia. Little did we know if we had waited 5 minutes, there would be no storm in the skies. All right, buddy. Love you, man. Thank you.
Never leave someone hanging.
Love you, buddy. Thanks, Jack. All right, time to finish up our lunch, head to the airport, just in time for our flight to Italy. We're going to Sardinia. We got 6 catamarans. Please like and subscribe below because we are still rocking and rolling. Month in the making, Chapter 7, sailing through the Mediterranean and the Adriatic.